Sorry about that momentary blip there. My son had a nightmare, so I had to go in his bedroom and calm him down. Back to it. Let me re-explain this table, what I've already done, because I've already forgotten what I did. It was like a half hour ago. So in this scenario, this is an input question. The United States and France were making bread and corn, and this is how much they could, how many hours it took for them to produce one of each. So here's the numbers that I found. In input, the other goes under. So the 2 went under the 4 here. And so what this means is basically that one bread, if we're going to make one bread, we're going to spend the time to make one bread. It's the same time, energy, and resources as making 2 corn. If we're going to make one corn, it's the same time, energy, and resources as making 1/2 of a bread. If we're going to make one bread in France, same time, energy, and resources as making 2/3 of a corn. I should like circle these. This is so messy. I'm going to do one really, really neat here in a minute. And then if we're making one corn in France, then one corn is equal to the making of 1.5 breads. Okay? So now we're going to take a look at comparative advantage. Well, who should make bread in this scenario? Now that's my washer. I'm so sorry for all the disturbances and all the noises. Let's take a look at comparative advantage then. So if we are looking at bread, one bread in the United States is the same time, energy, and resources as making 2 corn, where in France it's 2/3. Well, we want to lose out on less. So it looks like France should make the bread because they lose out on less. I'm going to go over here to corn as well. And when we take a look at corn, one corn in the United States is the same as making 1/2 of a bread, and one corn in France is the same as making 1.5. Well, we want to lose out on less. So this is going to be our winner. So it looks like the United States should make corn. So I'm going to go down here and explain why that is. So who has the comparative advantage in producing bread? We decided that France. Why? Because the making of one bread in France is like making 2/3 of a corn, which is less than the opportunity cost for the United States, which was 2 corn. Okay, now who has the comparative advantage in producing corn? It looks like the United States had the comparative advantage because their opportunity cost of producing one corn was equal to 1/2 of a bread, which is less than the opportunity cost for France, which was 1.5 of a bread. Let me do one. Hold on, let me see what's next. And also let me close my washer and dryer door so that it's not so loud. I really apologize for all the disruptions. This is just what NTI is. There we go. Okay, so let's see what's next here. Oh God, here we go. I gave you like 10 million practices. So I'm going to do these like really, really neatly. I'm sorry these videos are so stinking long. I'm going to do them like super neat. So hopefully that helps you. All right, so this company can make 3 rockets or 33 tacos in one day. The second company, CDE, can make 3 rockets or 24. Is this an input or output? So it's how much they can make in one day. It's how much they're making. It's how much they're producing. This is an output question. I very much invite you to write this out along with me, my friends, because if you just watch me do it, it's not going to make sense. If you just do it with me, it's going to be better. So pause the video, make this whole chart. All right, welcome back. So the companies go on the side, or the country. So this is the BCD company. This is the CDE company. I don't know, this is stupid. And we are making rockets, fun, or tacos. So let's read the problem again. BCD can make 3 rockets. 3 rockets, or 33 tacos. 33. CDE can make 3 rockets. Dang it, I hate it when they make them the same. Or 24 tacos. One of these times it's not going to be the same, I promise. Or 25 tacos. This is an output problem, so we're going to use the other goes over method, the OOO method. So first, let's do absolute advantage, because remember, absolute advantage requires absolutely no math. So absolute advantage in rockets versus tacos. Let's go to rockets. Looks like rockets, no one has an absolute advantage. Neither. Why? Because 3 is equal to 3. What about tacos? Go to tacos. Looks like 33 is greater than 24. So BCD has the advantage because 33 tacos is greater than 24 tacos, and I should be labeling these things, but I'm not because it's NTI. So who has a comparative advantage in rockets and tacos? How should they specialize? And we'll do terms of trade later. We're not going to worry about that. So let's zoom in. So I'm going to make this really, really neat. I invite you to do so as well. So we can, in BCD country, make 3 rockets or 33 tacos. Well, I'm going to change color here. What if we make 1 rocket? How many tacos is that equal to? What if we make 1 taco? How many rockets is that equal to? Okay, same for here. What if we make 1 rocket in the second country? How many tacos is that equal to? What if we make 1 taco? How many rockets is that equal to? And that's going to help us in the future if we're a little bit more specific. In a free response question, you would never be asked to like create the box. It would just ask you who has the comparative advantage, show your math. And so you'd have to do like the less than, greater than. So this is an output problem because it's how many can they make quickly. So output other goes over. And I'm going to show that to you, but I'm not going to like draw the little lines. So in this scenario, the other one goes on top. So our fraction that goes in this little box is going to be 33 over 3. And if you remember properly, remember I told you that over here is going to be the reciprocal. But let's simplify that real quick. 33 divided by 3 is 11. So that means that in BCD country, the making of 1 rocket is the same time, energy, and resources as making 11 tacos. Now, let's do the opposite. Other goes over. So we're going to do 3 over 33. And notice how they are reciprocal of each other. They're opposites. 3 over 33 is 1 over 11. Beautiful. Or 0.11. So that's fine and dandy. Now I got to do the next country, the next company, CDE. So in this country, they can make 3 rockets or 24 tacos. Well, I don't know. What about 1 rocket? What about 1 taco? If they make 1 rocket, how many tacos do they lose out on? We do the other goes over method. So this is going to be over 24. So you see the other number goes over 24 over 3. And that will be 8. And then we're going to have the reciprocal over here. We're going to take the other and go over. So this is going to be 3 over 24, which is 1/8. Okay? Now, I still haven't gotten to the answering of the question, which is why these are so difficult and so long. But here's essentially what we have to do. We have to look at the making of rockets. The making of 1 rocket is equal to how many tacos? The making of 1 rocket in this country is equal to how many tacos? And who gives up less? Who has the lower opportunity cost? So we're going to take a look at these numbers, and the lower one is the winner. So it looks like country CDE should make rockets. Now take a look at tacos. If country BCD makes 1 taco, they lose out on 1/11. If they make 1 taco in CDE, they lose out on 1/8. We want to lose out on less, so this is our winner there. And also notice they're opposites of each other. They're never going to be side by side. One country is going to have a comparative advantage, and one country's not. So they're always going to be crisscross, okay? So who has the comparative advantage in rockets? And I'm going to do the short version here. In a free response, we write it out a little bit more, but here we go. Rockets, it was country CDE. Why? Because the making of 1 rocket in country CDE is 8 tacos, which is less than 11 tacos. Okay, what about for tacos? That country winner was BCD. Why? Because the making of 1 taco cost them 1/11 of a rocket, which is less than 1/8 of a rocket. Okay, and I pulled those numbers from here. I chose the less than and told the reader that it was less than. So what should BCD make? BCD should make tacos, and CDE should make rockets. And this part down here, we're not going to do that today. We're going to do that another day. So there's an output. Let me do a really nice, really neat input. And God almighty, this video is so long. I apologize. Here we go. So, I'm going to spoil it for you. We're going to do an input question. Joey takes 1 hour to clean the house and 20 minutes to walk the dogs. Chandler takes 90 minutes to clean the house and 45 minutes to walk the dogs. Is this an input or output? We're talking about how much time went into the making of the good. It's an input question. So pause the video, write out this chart. We're going to put the people over here. We're going to put the like activities up here. So I'm going to do that real quick. Try and make it nice and neat. We got Joey and we got Chandler. Someone is a Friends fan. And we have, what is it? Clean and walk dogs. Oh, wow. If I could spell. I should have done this before. Sorry, friends. All right, Joey takes 1 hour to clean the house. 1 hour to clean the house. And 20 minutes to walk the dogs. This boy takes 90 minutes to clean the house and 45 minutes to walk the dogs. I noticed one problem immediately, right off the bat. Hour versus minute. We need them all to be in the same currency. So we're gonna do that real quick. This would be 1 hour is 60 minutes. How rude of them. I'm gonna need my calculator for this one too. This one's mean. Okay. So, this is an input question. So we're gonna use the IOU method. Input, other goes under. So, Joey, it takes him 60 minutes to clean and 20 minutes to walk the dog. Well, how much cleaning does that equal walk the dog? This is so dumb. I'm so sorry I did this one. So 1 clean is equal to how many walk the dog? It's so stupid. Okay, so we're going to take the other and we're going to go over. So 20, I'm going to do it in different color. 20 over 60, which we can like simplify there. Then we can just take it on down to 1/3 of a walk the dog. 1 clean equals 1/3 of walk the dog. Now we're going to go over here. What about 1 walk the dog? How many clean is that equal to? Let's find the other goes under. Did I do other goes? I messed that up. I am so sorry. I was doing the output. That is why you have to be so freaking careful. Other goes under. IOU. Input, other goes under. So we're going to do 60 goes on top and 20 goes under. Other goes under. So it is 3. I was looking at him like, that math is not working. That makes no sense. So basically, in the time it takes for him to clean the house 1 time, he could have walked the dogs 3 times. That's where I caught myself. That's why just memorizing the formulas, although I'm a formula girly, isn't always going to be enough. You have to actually understand what you're doing. Because when I got over here, I realized, wait, that math ain't mathin'. The time it takes him to clean the house is the same as walking the dogs 3 times. The time it takes him to clean the house once is the same it takes him to walk the dogs 3 times. So always check yourself, okay? Now, let's try again over here. So if he walks the dogs, though, how much house cleaning time is he losing? So we're going to take other goes under. So we're going to do 20 over 60. Cross that out. This is going to be 1/3. So in the time it takes him to walk the dogs, he could have cleaned 1/3 of the house. All right, let's move on to Chandler, whose name I spelled wrong. Sorry, Chandler. So Chandler, it takes him longer to clean the house. So what if he cleans the house just 1 time? How many times could he have walked the dog is what we're looking at there. We're going to go input, IOU, input, other goes under. So our little fraction is going to be 90. Oh, let me change colors. 90 over 45. 90 over 45 to walk the dog. And then we're going to have this reciprocal on the other side. I was checking myself, make sure I didn't do it wrong again. In this one, we're going to go input, other goes under, 45, 90. And in this scenario, 1, walk the dog. The time it takes to walk the dog once, he could have cleaned. That would be 1/2 of the house. Okay? in the time it takes him to clean the house, he could have walked the dogs twice. So now we're going to just take a look at these numbers and figure out who has the comparative advantage. And I completely forgot absolute advantage. Let's back it up. Absolute advantage requires absolutely no math. Pretend I didn't do all that. Take a look at just the numbers. Who is better at cleaning the house? Chandler takes him 90 minutes. Joey takes him 60 minutes. Heck no. We want Joey to do it. Why? Joey, because 60 minutes is less than 90. What about walking the dogs? Let's go look at the dogs. Who has the absolute advantage? No math. Pretend I didn't do all that. It takes him 20 minutes. It takes him 45 minutes. Wow, he really sucks. Chandler's terrible at this. Looks like Joey again. Because 20 minutes is less than 45 minutes. Okay, let's try again. Who has the comparative advantage in cleaning the house? Comparative advantage is when we look at the numbers we figured out. So when cleaning the house, Joey could have walked the dogs 3 times. Chandler could have walked the dogs 2 times. We want a lower comparative advantage. So it looks like Chandler is actually technically a little bit better at cleaning, even though it does take him a long time, just because he's giving up less of walking the dogs. Okay, let's go to walk the dogs. Who should walk the dogs? Hopefully you guys can't hear my husband's super loud sneezing, Jordan. Sorry, back to this. Who should be walking the dogs? 1/3 is less than 1/2. Joey. And you see how they're like crisscross here? So how do I write this out? I'm going to try and go really fast here. Who has the comparative advantage in cleaning the house? We decided it was C for Chandler. Why? Because 1 time to clean the house is the same as walking 2 dogs, which is less than the 3 walking dogs that Joey would do. Okay, what about walking the dogs? Looks like Joey should walk the dogs because the 1 time he walks the dogs loses out on 1/3 of the house cleaned, which is less than 1/2 of the house cleaned. Okay, so Joey should walk dogs and Chandler should clean the house. Acceptable terms of trade. Skip. We're not doing that right now. Okay, let's move forward. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. We are doing this. Okay, this is going to be our number 1. I'm going to ask you to answer this on the Google form that this is in. Yay, give it a try. Oh, actually, let me teach you how to do this real quick. No, I just did that. Kind of. Okay, so in this case, we have like our little chart. And you're going to have 2 goods. I'll even do it for you. Heck fire. Here we go. We have alpha. And we have beta. And we get our information from the graph. So they're making grain. And they're making steel. See how from this graph, I found the 2 countries. And I found the things they are making. And I input them into the graph. So alpha makes 30 grain. So I would put 30 here. Beta makes 10 grain. Alpha makes 30 steel. Beta makes 20 steel. So that's how you would start that one. Give it a whirl. Put it in the Google form. Same thing. They'll often give you one of these and ask you like 3 questions afterwards. So this is going to be our number 2 in the Google form. Okay? And you can use the same math that you did for number 1 because it is there. Moving forward. We're not doing this one. Moving forward again. This is going to be on number 3. And unfortunately, they're really mean to you and make you do it again. Notice this one looks a little bit different. They don't really do this one anymore. Where they have, you can make 24 computers or 0 cars. Or 0 computers and 12 cars. Just kind of pretend like those aren't there. Those zeros aren't there. And it's just like the charts we've been doing. Okay, remember, you got to determine, is it output or input, which I think all of these are output. Okay, moving forward. Last one. No math involved at all. Number 4. Give it a whirl, my friends. I apologize for how scatterbrained this was. All right, bye.